Hello, Rod here from Full-guano. Purpose of today's video is to hopefully help the rest of the world out there understand the FAL a little bit better, specifically how to adjust the gas system properly. But before I do that, I've seen, well, a lot of nightmares out there for one, and I'll explain that in a minute. I'm going to start out with some of the ones you don't want to buy. What I got here is a Century Arms receiver that you can clearly see is basically garbage. What I've had to do, I got 22 of these damn things. I wish I would have never bought them. So right in here I had to go in and re-tap all of these because they weren't properly tapped. Right now I'm having a machinist make me a mandrel so you can get the receiver face squared up with the threads, so that's actually when your barrel seats, it seats flush and flat all the way around. That's another problem that these things have. A lot of times your charging handle won't run on these rails very good. I've seen issues with the locking shoulder holes not being good. Every example I got, the magazine is just about impossible to put into there. So this is what I like to do with these kind of receivers most of the time. I've got a pile of them here. I was putting some Cerakote on them, trying to save them, but I think they might just be too much work to even bother with. So anyway, got some of them to look nice. When I got them, they looked something like this. So yeah, I don't know, buyer beware, but we'll get into the good ones. If you want to build a truly good, reliable FAL, I'm going to show you how to do it. And a black one for the pile. Alright, so here's the good one. If it doesn't say this on it, and you're going to pay a premium for these now, back in the day when I was building these things, so in the early 90s, I'd get this receiver for about $199. And if it's not a gear logo, and well, it can be an emblem. It does. Some of them don't have the gear logo, but as long as it's an emblem, it'll be good. So, like Century Arms, if you get a Century Arms gun, which is what this one is right down here, but it is built on a gear logo emblem receiver. Their QC really went to crap when they started trying to make their own receivers because they just weren't very good at it. Anyway, let's get on to the gas system idea here. What you're going to want to do is get yourself like 3 magazines or 1, and you just have to do it each time. I like to start out with 3 magazines with 1 round in each one. Looks like I'm going to have to pound a dent out of that one. Anyway, what I do is I close the gas system all the way off. Get you zoomed in here so you can see what's going on. So there's completely closed, and then what I'll do is I'll run it back to like right there where it's completely open. And you may get your good, it probably won't cycle right there. What you do is you put a magazine in, chamber it around just with 1 round in the magazine, shoot it. Sometimes with it this wide open, they may not even eject the shell. Usually they will, but I've seen them where they wouldn't eject the shell with it this wide open, and it just basically pushes the empty cartridge back into the chamber. It doesn't even come back far enough to eject and grab another round. So this particular rifle ended up on she would run on 3 right there, but not on this 3. What I did is I went all the way around till it was closed off, and then I started, I don't know, somewhere right in here or something like that, and put a magazine in, shoot it. If it doesn't hold the magazine or the bolt open when the round's ejected, then you got to open it or close the gas down a little more. So ultimately where I ended up is, you know, like obviously right here it's not gonna hold the bolt back because you're bleeding off so much gas. This particular rifle ended up running perfect right here at 3. So I was all the way down to closed, and then back past the wide open to the fully closed, and then this is where I started to get my fine tuning. And when I got to 3, she would I did it with 3 magazines. It held the bolt back on all 3 magazines, and that's how to properly adjust the gas system. You want the bolt to come back far enough to catch the bolt and keep the bolt held open. You know, if you want to close it way off, I mean, if you got some suspicious animal, I mean, you can close it off like that, and she'll pretty much run just about anything that's even loaded remotely close to industry standards. So this particular rifle, I ended up at 3. Now, if I change ammunition, I might have to tune that a little bit if I get a little hotter or a little slower load. So that's the proper way of adjusting a gas system. And then it's really not that hard. You just got to keep tuning it, you know, 1 round at a time until you get it to consistently hold your bolt back, and then that's pretty much all there is to it. Let's see, something else. I've seen quite a few things, like, you know, everybody seems to be claiming that DSA is the shit. Unfortunately, I don't have that same opinion of them. I have bought a lot of parts from them in the past that I've had good luck with, but I've also had some stuff that was bad luck. In particular, I bought a rear sight for a FAL a few years back, and it took me about a half hour of filing on the dovetail before I could even get it to fit in the gun. So my opinion is boy, if you can't even get a mil-spec sight to fit fresh out of your factory, I mean, why would I trust you with a receiver? So anyway, back to these. I've never had one of these guns fail to run. They've been 100% reliable for me, and I've built quite a few over the years, and I've never once had one not go together. You put them together and they just go fine. You guys could check out, I think his name is Mark Graham. He goes by the name of Gun Plumber. Evidently he was a plumber at one point, and I kind of go by the name of Falfitter because I was a pipe fitter, and I started building FALs, so I just thought it was kind of a little fun pun to, you know, gun plumber, Falfitter. Anyway, he's got a website, Arizona Response Systems. He's very knowledgeable. He's built a lot of these things. The man has a wealth of knowledge when it comes to FAL, and they are really a great gun if you know how to set them up right. And anyway, I got a little video clip from when I got this thing out to the range. I'm gonna show you guys that, and you can kind of see me messing with the gas system. And then I also had a little funny thing happen. A screw had fallen out of the charging handle on it. Well, this has got a USA made charging handle on it, and all of the original ones I had, the charging handle knob was riveted on, but this one was held on with a teeny screw, and I just couldn't for the life of me figure out where in the heck it came from until the handle fell off a little while later, and then I figured it out, but it was kind of funny. So anyway, I'll run that video clip, and you guys can see what it looks like when you're adjusting them and what happens and how they actually run, because I've never had a FAL that didn't run, but then again, I only do imbles. I built one on a Hess Arms receiver one time, and it was absolute garbage, and I finally got the gun working, and I took it apart, and I put the receiver on the internet and sold it with a 0 reserve on it. I said, just don't call me, because anyway, it was a nightmare, and I've never had any trouble with an imble. But you're going to pay for them, though. They're about $1,000 on Gunbroker now, so these things have gotten extraordinarily expensive to assemble. But anyway, I'll run the video clip for you guys, and hope you have a chuckle. Safety off. All right, that's good. See how that didn't hold the bolt open like it's supposed to. So if I go back like that, she'll hold open. So now gonna go way past. I'm gonna give this one a try and see if she locks back on the 1 round per magazine. Okay. Boy, tight bugger.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
Huh. Wonder where the fuck that came from.
What is it?
It's a screw.
Nice.
Yeah, only problem is this doesn't look like any screw I've seen on a FAL ever. Better keep it just in case.
And then, do you want me to keep filming?
Anyway, now she's properly adjusted.
Now let's have a little fun.
Now let's have some fun. Safety off. FALs are not unreliable. If it doesn't have this little gear on it, don't buy it. Hey, I just wanted to thank everybody for watching my video, and this is like my third video, I think. I wanted to introduce myself a little bit, explain a few things. As you saw in the video, it looked like my hands were a little twitchy and jerky, and I have a hard time moving around. And that's because about 2 years ago now, almost to the day, I was in a pretty bad car wreck. I was a savage alcoholic back then, and anyway, rolled the car over, broke my neck in 7 places, and did all of this. Had a few strokes and traumatic brain injury, and anyway, that's one of them old things is screw around. Pretty soon you won't be around. So if you notice that I was a little jerky in the videos, it's because I got some Dane damage from the car accident, and wanted to explain that to everybody so they didn't think I was just some weirdo. So that's what happened. I was in a real bad wreck, and just glad I lived through it, I guess. I wasn't supposed to, but somehow did. Anyway, really appreciate everybody watching, and y'all have a good day. Thanks.